this little town we see at the bottom of the valley. That's Cetinje, that's our next stop. Right behind it we see outlines of the Skadar Lake. So if you notice, there's a body of water. That's the Skadar Lake, and that's where the original settlements were. So it's just some 13 kilometers from Cetinje. However, it's a bit closer to the south. The climate is a bit milder, and of course, just in general, better quality of life. So why did they move the settlement from the beautiful Skadar Lake over here in between all of these mountains where, well, there were plenty to be found in history. So it was, let's say, in the early 1400s that the Ottoman Empire tried expanding onto the Balkans. So they tried conquering most of the countries that are here on the Balkans, amongst them Montenegro as well. But Montenegro kind of showed resistance for almost 5 centuries, essentially. So they never managed to take control of this area here. So that's why these mountains that seem so unfriendly to many actually offered them protection. They were a natural fortress of sorts. So this very town, Cetinje, is the symbol of Montenegrin resistance for about 5 centuries. It's a small area. Montenegro is a small country, but still the only territory in this region that was never conquered for long. So the Ottoman Empire never took control of Montenegro for long. And it was in let's say with the Treaty of Berlin, when we were recognized internationally as an independent state, that was the final end or resolution of those 500 years of battling against the Ottomans. Once we reach the museum in Cetinje, we'll see the flags that are testament to those that long history of battles. We see quite a lot of Ottoman flags at the museum. Flags that were conquered in battles. And then Cetinje is now, it's one of the 2 capitals that we have in Montenegro. And Podgorica is the biggest city, it's our official capital. But Cetinje used to be the capital of Montenegro for a long time, up until the Second World War essentially. And now the Constitution of Montenegro recognizes it as our old royal capital. So Cetinje is the historical core of Montenegro. As compared to some other towns, it's quite young in comparison to some other places in Montenegro. For example, Kotor was founded in the 2nd century BC, Budva, the 5th century BC. But when it comes to Cetinje, it was founded in late 1400s, and it was because they were fleeing the area where, well, Ottomans were attacking. So in comparison to some other parts of Montenegro, it's not as old, but still it's very, very important for Montenegro itself. So we see old royal capital even on the sign. So the Constitution of Montenegro recognizes it as one of the 2 capitals. It's our historical capital. It's a small town. There's just 15,000 inhabitants here, and that's counting all of the villages that belong to this zone of Cetinje. But let's say that this central area doesn't have more than maybe 5,000-6,000. So it's a very, very small town. Now it's a bit of a sleeping beauty. During Yugoslavia, there was a lot of industry here. There was this factory that we called Obot that produced home appliances, and then they also had Košuta, which was a shoe factory. So it was back then unemployment rate was 0 technically, because they had to call people in from other cities and towns to come and work in Cetinje. But after Yugoslavia, time stopped here a little bit, so there's no industry, not a lot of industry here. Now it's coming to life again due to tourism. However, there are a lot of people that live in Cetinje have to just work elsewhere. Podgorica is the capital is near, the coast is near, so a lot of people that live in Cetinje will actually have to commute either to the capital or Budva for work, because there's simply not a lot of work opportunities here in Cetinje. And so it's a sleeping beauty of sorts, but at once it was the smallest capital of Europe. And we'll see some of the buildings that used to be embassies during that time, that it was the only and official capital. So there's a mix of everything here, really.
municipal city dito. Ayan. Kukuha tayo ng mga kung dito. May statue dito. Tignan natin. Ito yung isa sa mga city ng Montenegro na napuntahan natin. Napaka-historical. So naghintay tayo ng kampa natin. Ito yung museum. So yung mga turista na nandito. So may mga bata pa dyan. So this is a Montenegro municipal city dito. Ayan. Kukuha tayo ng mga kung dito. May statue dito. Ayan natin. Sino ito? Ito yung isa sa mga city ng Montenegro na napuntahan natin. Napaka-historical. So naghintay tayo ng mga kampa natin. Ito yung museum. So yung mga turista na nandito. So may mga bata pa dyan. So ito yung isa sa mga city ng Montenegro, King Nikolas Palace. Ito yung pinakakuan dito. Ayan, daming mga turista dito. So ito yung city ng Montenegro. Sito dito. Ito yung pinaka city ng isa sa mga city ng Montenegro. Napaganda lugar. Ito yung museum ng King, dating bahay ni King Nikolas ng Montenegro. Maganda siya. Ito yung harapan dito. Central of Montenegro. Ito yung the king of Nikolas. Seat of King Nikolas was here. Yeah. Maganda din siya area. Palibutan siya. Looks like a valley. So palibutan siya ng mga bundok at populated na siya dito. Populated siya. So dito tayo